Hello, everyone. I hope you're all good. I hope you're all good. Let's just give it some 5 minutes so we let other people to join us, more people to join us. We know other people are also following on YouTube. So if you're on YouTube, feel welcome. Thank you for joining. Let's just have a 5 minute wait. So maybe we can have a few more people joining us, all right? Just 5 minutes. welcome again. Thank you so much. I can see we have a number of people here, and some people are also watching us on YouTube. You feel welcome. Feel welcome. All of you. Please feel welcome. All right. So first of all, I'd like to ask questions, and they'll be ready to be responded to. So yeah, in our midst we have just to welcome you guys, right? Yeah, so Dr. Clarence, yeah, I see you. Just say hi. Can you say hi? Yeah, you can unmute your mic, please, Dr. Clarence.
Yeah, hello, hello everyone. Takes up. Am I audible?
Yes, all right, yes. Now I can hear you. Yeah, say hi to these guys.
Thank you. Yeah, good evening everyone. As Dave said,
We all need money, right? We spend money, we do a lot of things with money. So it came to our notice that, financial literacy is a very common topic among us, but not everyone is very um, familiar with it. Yeah, not everyone. So how about we, give it to you? What does it mean to be someone who is more invested in their, finances? Yeah. How do we budget? How do we save? How do we invest? How do we avoid, being in debt? Right? Yeah. So how do we make more informed financial decisions? So that's why we're all here, and I'm very proud. Yeah. Tonight we're going to have um, two two speakers. We have, and we also have Elizabeth. Right? So they are both from ThriveBridge Malawi, and they'll be here inspiring you all with more insights as we go. Right? So uh, Stella will tell us a little bit about investment as well as budgeting. You know, and then we'll have Elizabeth uh, telling us, how do we avoid the debt traps. All right. Yeah, so pretty interesting topics. Pretty much what everyone wants to hear right now. So without further ado, let me call upon Stella Banda, so that she can make her introductions. And then um, while she's making her introductions, I will share your slide so that you can continue from there. Are you here with us, Stella? Can you say hi?
Hello.
All right, all right, all right, all right. Yeah, so you can take the floor, introduce yourself to the people so they know you better. And I'll be sharing the slides on the screen, right?
Okay. My name is Stella Bandam, and I'll be presenting to you on financial budgeting. So, as we wait for Davis to share that, I'm mainly presenting on building your future. So, building your future, can you can we can you go to the next slide, please? Okay, thank you so much. So here at ThriveBridge, we are helping you to build your future. We are giving you ways on how you can build your future, how you can secure your future and all that. So today I'm going to present on understanding financial literacy and budgeting. So when you talk about financial literacy, we are literally talking about how you can manage money. What are the skills that you have that you can manage that money? It's not just about having money and spending it. It's about you having that money, knowing what you can do with that money, how you can manage that money, and also having the personal finance management, how you can invest it and how you can save it. So when you're doing your financial literacy, first of all, you need to come up with a budget. So a budget is just like a plan that you have, that you outline everything that you want to achieve in that particular period. So the law of a budget is usually a financial plan that outlines your income and expenses over a specific period. For example, per day, monthly, annually. So it's your roadmap to financial control. A budget just helps you to track, like, okay, in this month, what am I going to do in this month? How many money am I spending? How much money am I spending? How much money am I also saving? Can you move to the next slide? So we have steps to create your budget. we have almost 5 or 6 steps to create a budget. So first of all, when you're coming up with your budget, you need to record your income. You For example, I as a student, I need to say, okay, I receive money from balance. Let's say, for example, maybe I receive money from loans board. I receive money from the balance. I need to, when I receive that money, I need to say, okay, how much money do I have? I need to record. Let's say, for example, I receive 200,000 per month. I need to record that 200,000 to say, okay, this is the amount of money that I have. So a budget starts from there. You first of all record what money you have, and then you track your expenses. Which expenses do I have? Oh, I need to buy sugar. Oh, I need to buy eggs. Oh, I need to buy food. So those expenses, you track them down. Oh, in this month, I'm going to buy this. I'm going to buy this. Everything that requires you to buy to spend, you need to track them down. So after you track them, then you categorize your spending. So you say, okay, in a person, you need to have your needs, and then you also have wants. So you categorize those expenses that you have written down. You need to categorize that, oh, these expenses are needs. They're the ones that I need to survive. And also there are other things that they are wants that you actually don't need them, but usually it's just something that you want to satisfy your cravings. So after you have categorized to say, oh, these ones my needs. Let's say, for example, buying sugar, buying whatsoever, buying ice cream, it's just a want. You categorize, these ones are wants, these are needs. So you categorize those needs. And then after you categorize them, you set your spending limit. So you assign a specific amount of money to each expense category. Buying sugar is 3,000, you assign 3,000. Buying ice cream is 5,000, you assign that 5,000. And then after assigning, you monitor and adjust. So on monitoring, you regularly review your budget. Life changes and so should you. So when you monitoring, you review. Let's say, oh, this is the budget I have. I'm reviewing. This money, is it enough for this? So with our economic hardship, things keeps on increasing each and every day. So you need to review your budget. Oh, I planned that I'm going to buy this at this amount, but now things have changed. Things have gone up. That's how you need to go and monitor to say, okay, I planned this amount, but because I cannot control the prices, the fluctuations of the price, then I just need to adjust my budget to what's happening in the economy. So let's move to the next slide. So there's this law that helps people to track out their expenses, to help them to budget. So we have the 50-30-20 rule. So the 50-30-20 rule is just a rule that is there to say, okay, 50% of your money, after you've said, okay, I have a budget, I have recorded all my expenses, so I have this amount of money. Let's say, for example, I gave an example of 200,000. So 50% of that 200,000, I'm going to get that money and put it. I'm going to get that money and put it to needs. All the needs that you wrote down, you're going to allocate the 50,000 to those needs, and then you take the 30,000 to the wants. So the wants are always going to be there. We cannot ignore the wants. So you also get the 30% of the 50% that is remaining that you planned, and then you put it to wants, and then you get 20% and put it to savings. So in savings, you prioritize your future. This includes building an emergency fund, saving for
Hello,
retirement.
hello, hello. Sorry. Stella, can you pause a little bit?
All
Hello.
right.
Yeah.
Hello.
Okay. Yeah. There was a problem. People are using a long link. So we are having two meetings. Some other people are in another meeting who are almost like 20 people, 20 something people. So I'm not so sure what happened, but there was a long link that was sent to other people. So can you pause a little bit so that I can invite more people to come to this
All right.
meeting? Okay, just a few minutes so that the people can come into this meeting, not the other one. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, they made a mistake. Like there's almost so much people who have joined using a long link. Okay, just 1 second. Yeah.
All right. So perhaps that was a technical
Yeah,
difficulty.
okay. Davis, can you share the link to the guest link to this meeting so that I can invite all the people to come in this meeting because they use the long link, okay? Okay,
All
just
right.
send it to my WhatsApp number right now, then I will invite them to come here. Yeah, thank you.
All right, cool. Just a moment. Okay. Okay. All right. I think we're having now more people joining. Uh, we are really sorry for for the error that was made. Um, for the separate link that was shared. All right. Welcome everyone. Sorry for the mistake that was made when sharing the links. There must have been a hiccup. We're really sorry. We really apologize for that.
Ziko mu boss ababa tiyeni tiyambe dine nali group inaenda ngochokako ababa.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So, Stella, would you mind going back a little bit? Can we go back like
Yeah, we can start all over.
yeah, sure. You can just cruise through pretty quickly because we already started. Then yeah, you can move on. Okay. So let me just go back. All right.
So I welcome you all once again to the financial literacy webinar. So I was presenting on understanding financial literacy and budgeting. So financial literacy is mainly about understanding and effectively using financial skills like personal finance management, budgeting, saving and investing. It's about making informed decision with your money. It's not just about having money and buying things. It's about how are you going to spend that money? How are you going to manage that money? And how are you going to track and save that money? So the law of a budget
Hello, Stella. Can you keep going? You were not audible.
So welcome once again, welcome you all to the ThriveBridge webinar. So I was actually presenting on understanding financial literacy and budgeting. So financial literacy is about understanding and effectively using financial skills like finance management, budgeting, saving and investing. It's about making informed decision with the money that you have. It's not just having money and buying things. It's about how can you save that money? How can you buy that money? How can you buy things that are needed with that money? So when you have knowledge about finance or financial literacy, there are a few things that happen. So the first one is you have a budget. So what is a budget? A budget is a plan that outlines how you're going to spend the money, the income and the expenses. So it's a plan that outlines those expenses and income over a period of time. It can be monthly, it can be daily, it can be annually. And a budget usually helps people to have financial control. So we can move to the next slide. So we have steps in creating a budget. When you're creating your budget, the first thing that you do, you record your income. You receive money from people, maybe from parents. As a student, you receive money from parents, you receive money from work as a salary. Then you record to say, okay, I have this amount of money. And then after you record the money, you track what you want to buy with that money. I want to buy sugar, I want to buy cooking oil, I want to buy soap. You record all those things. You want to buy ice cream, you want to buy pizza, you record all those things. And then after you record, you categorize the recording to say, okay, these are expenses that there are needs that I need for me to survive, and then there are also wants that I need in life to satisfy my cravings. So you categorize the spending into wants and needs, and then after that you set your spending limits to say, okay, with this money, with the expenses that I have, I'm going to spend, let's say for example, 100,000 from the salary. And then after you have spent that, you monitor and adjust. So on monitoring and adjusting, you will review your budgets. With the current economics that Malawi is facing, things are increasing price almost each and every day. There is price fluctuations. Things are not stable. The prices of things are not stable. So you need to go back to review to say, okay, sugar, at first it was on 1,000. I planned to be 1,000, but now sugar has increased. The price of sugar has increased to 3,000. That means you need to go back to your budget to say, okay, I planned this amount of money, but there are things that I cannot control, like price fluctuations. So I need to go back and review the budget. We'll move to the next slide. So we have a rule that helps people to budget. So we have a rule that is the 50-30-20 rule. The 50-30-20 rule usually talks about getting the money that you have. You set 50% of the money to needs. So needs are those things that we cannot survive without them. So you set maybe 50% of the money that you have to those needs. And then you also set 30% to wants. So you enjoy life. It's not like life is not about just work, buying needs. A person also needs to enjoy, guys. A person also needs to say, okay, I need to spoil myself. It's not like every time I just have to work hard, work hard, work hard. No, you also need to spoil yourself. So the 30%, you assign that 30% to wants. So the other 20%, so the 20% is the one that you assign to savings. In life, things are always going to happen. Let's say, for example, sickness, death, things are always, those emergencies, whether we like it or not, they're always going to happen. So we need to set like 20% of the money that we have to emergencies, so that when something of emergency come, we just need to say, okay, I saved this amount of money, I'm going to use it this time. So you also save for retirement and working towards other financial goals. Let's say, for example, you want to start a business, then you save that money. This month you save, the other month you save, then at the end of the maybe years, you're going to start a business that you want with financial savings. So let's move to the next slide. Why budgeting matters. So budgeting, yeah? Budgeting matters to say it helps us control our spendings. I hope most of us have gone to shops, and then let's say we just said, oh, I'm going to buy sugar. And then you went to the shop, you had a lot of money in your pockets, you saw sugar. After seeing sugar, and then you also saw like, oh, I've seen sweets, I've seen biscuits. To be like, okay, I've seen sweets, I have money, I can buy it. And then later realize that the money is you did not plan for sweets, but you went to shop, bought sugar, and also you bought sweets. So if you have a budget is going to help you control your spending. You say, okay, I planned for this amount, and then I need to stick to my budget and also buy things that I planned. So a budget also helps to achieve financial goals. So you allocate as we said, that the 50 30 20 rule, that you set 20% to savings. So when you allocate funds strategically towards your dreams, whether it's buying land, furthering your education, or starting a business, the 20% that you had, maybe if you accumulate it, you save for such a long time, you can use those funds to start a business, to buy land. Some can use them to maybe have a wedding. Some can use them to go for holidays. You go outside country for a holiday. So it also help you to achieve your financial goals. So budgeting also reduce financial stress. Financial stress is real, and there are a lot of people that have gone through financial stress. So financial stress comes because you don't have a budget. Like, you just go to shop, oh, I've seen this because this shop I've started selling this, and then you buy. You realize that by let's say for example, by the 15th of the month, the whole money is gone. You have spent the whole money. You can have 1 million today, but if you don't know how to budget that money, if you don't know how to spend that money, it can be gone in seconds. If you just go to shop and then you find something, you buy it, which you did not even plan, you can buy that thing, and then you have stress to say, oh, I had money. I planned that I was going to buy. I went to shop, I saw something, and I bought. You start stressing. How am I going to pay this? How am I going to buy the needs? So a budget will help you to say, okay, I have this money. I need to plan it. I need to budget it, and I need to buy those things that I needed. At the end of the day, you find that you have bought everything that you wanted, and then you don't have stress. Also, budget helps us to be for emergency readiness. So if you have budgeted, you have saved your money, you said when something of emergency happen, let's say for example, death is always going to be there. It can be today, it can be tomorrow, the other day. Death is always going to be there, and the people don't plan to say that they will die this day. So death happens. So when you budget to say, okay, I have this money for emergency, and when that thing happens, you can just take that money that you set aside and then use it in that emergency time. So let's move to the next slide. I hope we're together, right? So, saving and financial goals. How to save effectively. So first of all, you cut unnecessary spendings. So let's say you go to shop, you spend your money anyhow, you do whatever you want with your money because it's your money. But when you are saving, when you are having a budget, and also you're having financial goals, the first thing that you need to do is to cut off unnecessary things. When you have a goal to say, okay, I want to build a house in 5 years. You want to build a house, there's no way I'm going to buy ice. I'm going to be buying my ice cream every day, I have a goal that I want to buy. I want to buy a house, or maybe I want to build a house. So saving helps you to set your realistic goals, those ones, and then for you to achieve those goals, you need to cut off your unnecessary spending so that you should achieve that goal. And also, you use saving challenges. We are living in a digital world, guys. So in this digital world, you can go on App Store, you can go on Google, whatsoever. You download it. If you don't want to create yourself a budget, a saving plan, you can go there, download a thing. Let's say, for example, an app that helps people to save. You download that app, and then you keep on following what the app, like other people have already said everything. You just keep on following so that you should achieve what you want. So it's either you create your own saving challenge, or you can download the apps in that order. So you track savings progress. The same thing I said with the app. The app will help you to track things. Let's say, for example, oh, this month I saved this money. This month I spent this money. You, like, when you buy something or when you save something, you go and punch in to say I've saved this money, or maybe you are using manually, you are writing in a book or in a notepad. You say, oh, I've saved this money. You go ahead, oh, I've saved this money. So you track all those things. When you track them, it's going to give you a direction to say, this money, this is the money that I saved. This is the thing that I saved. So what are financial goals? Financial goals are specific objectives you set for managing your money. So I want to manage I have 100,000. I want to manage my money. How do I set specific objectives? Okay, I'm going to cut off my spendings. I'm going to use a saving challenge. I'm going to track those savings progress so that I should achieve that financial goal that I set. So you can have a lot of objectives that help you to achieve your financial goals. So they could be anything from saving for a new phone, buying land, funding your education, or planning for retirement. You can have the money, the financial goals, the objectives that you set can help you to say, I'm going to buy a land, I'm going to build a land, I'm going to plan for a wedding, I'm going to maybe for example go for a master's degree. So those financial goals, the objectives that you set, they help you to achieve what you want. Let's move to the next slide. So, setting your financial goals. How do you set your financial goals? You set your financial goals by identifying goals. You define your short term. For example, I want to buy a phone. It's not when you're saving money, you cannot just wake up to say, okay, I'm going to buy a phone like this. Just say, I'm going to find 10 kwacha today and buy a phone. You need to start saving small. So, like, let's say, for example, a phone is at 20,000. You're going to start saving today 20 kwacha. Tomorrow you save 10 kwacha. The other day, by the end of a certain period, you're going to achieve that goal. So you first of all identify, I want to buy a phone, or I want to buy a land, or I want to study a master's degree, of which amount. So you identify that goal. Then after you identify, you estimate the cost. So you say, okay, buying a land is 1 million. So I've identified the cost of buying that thing that I want. Then you set a timeline. You cannot just say, for example, hey, I'm going to buy a phone when I want. Set realistic timeline to say, okay, in this amount, in this time, I'm going to save this amount to buy something that I want. And also, when setting timeline, make sure you also check with the prices, because as I already said, in Malawi things are increasing prices each and every day. We have price fluctuations, things are just keeps on increasing each and every day. So you need to identify your goal, spread your cost, keep on checking the cost of the thing that you want to buy. Is it on the same cost or it has increased? So after you set a timeline, you break down targets. So you divide the total cost by your timeline to get monthly or weekly saving targets. Let's say, for example, you save today 20 kwacha, or maybe you say, okay, by the end of August, I need to save 15,000. Then you set your target and make sure that you achieve that target. You don't far away from the target, but you achieve what you said you are going to achieve. So let's say, for example, by the end of this year, I'm going to save 1 million. If you're going to save each and every day like 50 kwacha, 50 kwacha, 50 kwacha every day, by the end of the year, you're going to have a lot of money. So you also need to break down your target. You can't just say, hey, I'm going to save 1 million at a time, at a single time. It's not going to be possible, because you'll be like, oh, this money is a lot. I have a lot of things to buy. I can just take this whole money and divide it into savings. So you need to break down those things to say, okay, by the end of this month, I'm going to save this amount. By the end of this month, I'm going to save this amount. So let's move to the next slide. So we have the SMART goals for success. So the SMART, it's an acronym that means specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. So when we talk about specific, we're talking about setting a goal, a clear goal for a specific purpose. To say, okay, I'm going to save this amount for a phone, for a new phone. So you are setting a specific purpose to say, okay, I'm saving for a phone. It should be for the phone. Don't say, okay, I saved for a phone, but I've also seen squash. I need to buy a squash. No, just save for a specific purpose. So you make sure, and we move to measurable. So you set a goal for a specific purpose, and you be able to measure that thing, that goal that you have. You can't just say, okay, I'm saving for something. Let's say, for example, I'm saving for a car. You know that a car is going to take you a long time to save. A person, you don't have a reliable source of getting money, but you're saving for, let's say for example, a G-Wagon. You need to say something that is measurable to say, okay, this thing, I'm going to save this, and how are you going to progress the thing? You need to say something very achievable. Like I said, a person may student that is, I don't have a specific source of money. It's only parents that share me money. I'm going to need that money to spend, to buy groceries, to print something or whatsoever. I cannot save the money that parents give me every month. I'm going to save that money and then in 2 weeks I'm going to buy a G-Wagon. It's not possible. So I need to say something that is achievable, to say, okay, I'm setting this and I'm going to achieve it by the end of a year, by the end of the period that you set. So you also said something that is relevant. I can say I'm saving to buy a gun. What am I going to use the gun for? Set something that is relevant, that is going to help you to achieve those goals. Do things, make sure that everything that you are doing, it's going to help you achieve the goal that you set. No, say for example, no, I'm buying a gun because when I want to buy that car, then I'm going to be shooting everyone that's going to come closer to the car. That doesn't make sense. You also need to set relevant thing that helps you to achieve that goal. And the other one is time bound. So you need to set a limit to say, okay, I'm going to save for a specific period of time. Let's say, for example, I'm going to save for 5 years, and at the end of 5 years, I'm going to buy a car. At the end of 5 years, I'm going to build a house. At the end of 5 years, I'm going to buy a phone. Then you should set a specific time for your goal that you want to achieve. So let's move to the next slide. So your money personality matters. That, okay, have you noticed that the other people that they have money, but when you see them, you can't really see that these people have money. You even wonder to say, okay, this person is releasing this amount of money. They have a personality. When you reach, there are those people that when they reach a place, they want to make everyone know that, hey, these people have money. These people, they are rich. So as what I can say is money is good, but money can also heal you. If you don't know how to spend money, if you don't know how to control your money can also kill you. So your personality, your money personality matters. It also needs to money to say, okay, you have money, but what do you do with that money? So you have money, then every weekend you're going to enjoyment, maybe to the lake. Every weekend you're going drinking. Every weekend you're going whatever. Yes, you have money, but what are you doing with that money? The personality that your money carries matters. Let money speak for itself, not you speaking for the money. Let's move to the next slide. So the next slide is about understanding your net worth. So net worth is a snapshot of your financial health. Net worth is something that's, let's say, how can I explain it? Okay, it's a snapshot of your financial health. It is the total value of everything you own, assets minus everything you owe. So a person can have money, you like a house, hotel, and whatsoever. You cannot find. Despite that, you can also maybe have a liability at the bank. Maybe you borrowed with the NIF, you borrowed money with the assets. So your net worth is your money the assets that you have, the money that you have minus the liability that you owe other people. So net worth is assets minus liability, as I've said, that you can have your money, you can have your everything, but if you owe other people money, then those things are not yours. So your net worth is the thing that are truly yours, removing the things that you owe other people. So your assets include things like cash, savings, property, vehicles, and investments. And liabilities are what you owe, such as loans, student business, debts, and credit card balances. Right now, we have mobile debts like Airtel Money, Mpamba. They're able to borrow you money. I've experienced this with the TNM. The TNM, when you borrow money from them, from TNM Mpamba, they usually give you to say, okay, you're going to repay this loan at this time. When you reach the due period and then you don't pay, they usually increase, or either they send you, I think, messages to say you need to pay us money, and then when you don't pay, they take you to court or something else. So liability are the things that you owe. Even the TNM pamba that you borrow from the TNM, those are also liabilities. We need to learn to return those loans that we have with those people. And also, how do you calculate your net worth? So calculating your net worth is all the assets that you have minus the things that you owe other people, minus the liability. So calculating your net worth periodically helps you track your financial progress over time. I can have a lot of things. Some things cannot be mine. Maybe I borrowed from friends, but then because they are with me, I'm just going to be like, okay, I have this kind of money. So within a certain period, like say, for example, monthly, you need to see, okay, I have these things. I also have these things that do not belong to me. So to know my net worth, what things do I have? I need to calculate all the things that I have. What about the things that I owe other people? So this is what I prepared for you, and thank you so much. I'm going to take questions at the end of the presentation. Thank you so much.
All right, all right, all right. So many hearts. They love your presentation. Right, you guys. You can leave your questions. Write them somewhere. At the end, we have a small session, so you can ask all your questions, and they'll be taken into account. All right. How do you feel? Have we gotten anything, important? Have we learned anything so far? Can I see some reactions? How many people have learned how to budget, how to control their savings? Nice, 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 nice. All right. Very fast like Aviator. Okay. Nice. Okay. All right. So I can see people raising their hands. You will speak at the end, please. All right. All right. You will be given a chance to speak at the end. Um, if you have a concern you need us to attend to, just write in the chat box. Okay. Yeah, the moderators will take it into account. All right. Reaching this far, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Okay. So up next is now the one and only Elizabeth. All right. Now she'll be taking us through some more insights on how you can navigate your financial journey. All right. We've heard a lot of things about debt here, the liabilities and all that. Yeah. Now she'll be the one to, help us. I've learned a lot. Thokozile Simwakwa. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. Um, do we have questions um on YouTube as well? I hope someone is tracking those questions in the YouTube. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. I believe one of the moderators will be checking in on the YouTube chat so that we can also get questions from there. All right, at the end. Yeah. So Elizabeth, can you say hi?
Hi
Can
guys.
you say nice? She's here. She's here. All right. So you can be introducing yourself. I'll be sharing the slides. Okay.
All right, fine. Let's do this.
Sure.
As you have already heard, my name is Elizabeth Kindenga, and I'll take you guys into the often misunderstood realm of debt. We will discuss this risk and prevention and strategies. So yeah, our goal is as ThriveBridge Malawi is to empower you guys with knowledge and competence to take control of your financial lives. So yeah, let's do this. Okay. I hope you are together, yeah? Yeah, okay. So understanding debt and its risk and prevention. So debt is simply the money that you owe to your friend, to any other institution and banks. So while it can be useful, it comes also with dangers. We all know that. So some of the dangers that comes with a debt is high interest cost that increases your total repayment. We know like how things are changing today, and also like if you owe someone money. Okay, someone is interpreting. Okay, it's okay. If you owe someone money with especially banks, institutions, and those friends who have like Tima Tobwekes and Ramadnadake, they have interest costs. So the more you delay to pay your debt, the more the interest cost is going to get higher. And one of the one of the dangers is risk of default leading to legal actions or asset loss. So and then amavuta bweza ngongole. So as Mwabuyeka and Ramazayani, they need it back and you can't repay the debt. Obviously, they will take a legal action against you if you're not meeting their terms and conditions. Lowers your credit score and making future borrowing harder. Because like if you're borrowing money, that means if you repay the money at the good time, obviously your credit score will be good. So if you don't pay your debt, you lower your credit score. So obviously, your credit score has to be good if you're borrowing money from institutions or banks. Significant stress and financial pressure. Also, Stella talked about this. We usually have stress when we owe people money because that's not your money. You used it, but that's not your money. It doesn't belong to you. It belongs to someone else, and that someone else obviously has the right to use that money. And if you didn't meet the terms and conditions of that of that meeting, or for you guys to repay back the debt, obviously you have to have stress because that's not your money. You have to pay it back. You have garavanted with the money you have used to enjoy. At the end of the day, you need to pay back the money. So the financial stress and pressure is real when you owe people money. Yeah. Moving on, and how to no, we should go to the causes of debt. What causes debt? Debt comes with living beyond your means. You're living to impress other people. The young generation is full of impressing the world, the internet. Your budget is worth a bicycle, but you want to live like someone who owns a G wagon, which ndizosagwira. So you're living beyond your means. So you need to live according to your budget. Emergencies with no savings. Ndikufuna 10,000 changu changu kumuza nzako, which is an emergency money. Yeah, someone else has to use that money, and you want an emergency money, and you want emergency things because you need that money at that particular time. So emergency with no savings to fall back on. Uh, Impulse buying without considering the financial impact. Stella also talked about this. You went to buy something else and you saw something else, and now you are interested in that something else. You see, you are pressuring yourself just to, hey, I want this ice cream. You went there to buy maybe a meal. Now you want something else. According to your budget, it doesn't align with your budget. So you are buying things without considering your financial background. Poor financial planning, as the whole thing is wrapping up with poor financial planning. Why are you making poor financial decision as someone who is not earning much? Because like mm, budget, it doesn't allow you to drink Corona Extra, but then you're drinking Corona Extra. So you're making poor financial decisions. You're not making financial decisions that align with your budget. You need to drink kuje kuje, drink kuje kuje. You're drinking Corona Extra. You you start borrowing people money. Hey, me, I want to do this because you want to live according to what other people to what other people wants you. But you need to live according to your what? To your budget. So moving on, how to prevent debt. We can prevent debt in so many ways. We can prevent debt in so many ways. First thing, oh, excuse me. Preventing debt is we need to create a budget. You need to track your incomes and expenses, understand where your money is going. Make a budget. You can make a budget. Write down like it's your money. You need to know where your money is going. Live below your means. Why are you booking a taxi? You don't need to overspend. Prioritize your needs over your wants. Pay your rent first. Why are you going to enjoyment? You didn't pay your rent. You need to pay your money first. Build an emergency fund. We have already said you can't call your friend at 12 a.m. You want to make a bill at the bar. An emergency fund. That's an emergency fund. Save up to, I don't know, 3 to 6 months worth of living expense. It's an easy accessible. You can do that. Also, usiku hey ndikufuna ndalama yakuti yakuti no, you don't need to trouble your friends. You can save those money. So yeah, Davis, I can see you. Okay, yeah, now I can say it. Yeah, borrow when you're comfortable to repay. You need to borrow money so that you can repay it. What's that like you're borrowing just for fun? No, some of you are big and drama just for you to spend it. You don't have another way that you can make another money. Another you can bring back the money. Hey, you're borrowing money just for you to go to farmers market because it's trending now. No, you don't need to do that. Live according to your means. Live according to your budget. Can you go to the next slide, please? Effective debt management and strategies. If you find yourself with accumulative debt, various strategies can help you regain control and work towards financial freedom. First thing is debt consolidation. Combine the multiple debts into a single run with a lower interest rate or more manageable monthly payment. This simplifies your finances and can reduce your overall costs. You can sit down and see who do I who do I owe money? Like ndikuyenda kubweza ndalama kwantani kwantani kwantani. You can combine those things pamozi. Kumakhala like you need to consolidate all those debts you have. Second thing, negotiate payment plan. Contact your creditors to discuss new payment terms. Men are willing to work with you, especially if you show a genuine effort to repay. Yes, this is very important because what do you mean you have borrowed someone money and then you're not even communicating on like you're just quiet because they're texting you, you're just quiet. They're calling you, you're just quiet. So you need to contact your creditors, discuss on how you can make the new terms of how you can repay back the money. You need to make an effort because you're the one who borrowed money. If you made an effort to borrow money, that means you can make an effort to pay back the money. So you need to make an effort to pay back the money that you wanted first. You don't need to give your creditors effort to make to get back the money that you wanted at first. So you need to make an effort for you to pay back the money. Because masuku anomuona anthu kuti akugubira ndalama yoti ndi yawo. You don't need to do that. Like you need to contact your creditors first to show that you are interested in repaying back the money. Avoid payday loans. The same thing we are saying, kuti like what nthawi yopereka ndalama yakwana and then you haven't paid. You need ukuzozoti ngongole ikwenera kubwezedwa in 1 week. You can pay in that period before the payday. And prioritize high interest debt. Focus on paying off the debt with highest interest rates. faced. You can pay those loans that loans are cool. If you have those debts, you can focus on those, like especially to banks and institutions. You can focus on those because those debts can lower your credit scores. Yeah. Next slide, please. Understanding bankrupt. Bankrupt is a legal status of individual businesses unable to repay their out understanding debt. It offers a fresh start, but comes with a significant consequences. We know a lot of people, a lot of rich people who went bankrupt. We know how this debt thing can turn around someone's life. So the types of bankrupt that people can go into according to the significant consequences of their financial decisions. The first type of bankrupt is personal bankrupt. This is filed by individuals. Business bankrupt, it is filed by companies. There are two types of bankrupt. A person can go bankrupt, and also a company can go bankrupt. We have all seen those companies that they were there thriving and they were doing good, and then they went bankrupt. Also, we have seen rich people who were good, they had their money, but at the end of the day, they went bankrupt. The common causes of bankrupt: there is a poor financial decision and uncontrollable debt. We know those people who are so obsessed with borrowing money from people. They don't want to stop. They just keep going, and they just increase their debt. They just increase their debt. Even companies, they're just borrowing. They're just borrowing money. They're just increasing their debt. They're not controlling. They're not even making good financial decisions. Unexpected medical emergencies. We like those unexpected medical emergencies where, like, you can hear that there are some other disease that needs you to travel abroad for you to get treatment. Those things can make you to go bankrupt. Job loss or significant reduction in income. We all know this. Some other people that they we know they were earning, and then they were not investing or saving. So when aga they start they start doing poor financial decision, then they will go bankrupt because they don't have any savings or investment that they did when they were working. Economic downturns impacting businesses. This is where you see, like, those businesses that were good, and then they were striving, and then at the end of the day, because of poor financial decision, they start borrowing money, and then because of the economic depression that we are in, they will go bankrupt. Can we go to the next slide?